Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth and fancy seeing you here in June. I very welcome my friends and especially my enemies. Come in, sit down, no touching. I don't do the touching. Doesn't it get annoying? As soon as you start doing a video, right, you get something in your eye. Anyway, we're going to be pros here and carry on. Welcome back to Big Mouth, and you can continue this or any other conversation I ignite over on my Twitter at Movies TV Mad. I swear by it. On my Vero at Big Mouth 1, and the extension to this channel is my Instagram, Big Mouth 11289. And welcome to this special Doctor Who video. Now, yesterday in my Doctor Who reaction of Fugitive of the Jadoon, I was coming out with perlers, predictions, theories, and most of them are wrong. Well, apart from the one I said about Graham maybe being the Doctor, I've got another one actually. Maybe Graham's actually the Master, hiding in plain sight, the Universe 1 Master. But that can't happen now because it looks like Chibnal's not even doing the multiverse. Listen to this. This is from the Daily Mirror. Chris Chibnal. The important thing to say is Ruth is definitely the Doctor. There is not a sort of parallel universe going on. There's no tricks. You won't see Captain Jack again this series. I can categorically tell you that. So we're going to go into this article because follow Doctor Who production news on Twitter. They're very, very good. And all the stuff they say is literally repeated from where they get the press and everything. So it's really good. But I don't read the newspapers. This is from the Daily Mirror, apparently. So I'm just trying to get there. If it will let me, I've got rubbish internet. Right. This is the headline from the Daily Mirror. First Black Doctor Who, Joe Martin, is definitely the Doctor, confirmed show boss. Exclusive. Doctor Who bosses have confirmed Joe Martin is definitely playing the Doctor and she didn't know what she was auditioning for. Interesting, right. Joe Martin will play the second female Time Lord. Joe Martin, who will play the second female Time Lord, is the real thing, according to Doctor Who showrunner Chris Chibnal. Fans were astounded last night when a new Doctor arrived to compete with Jodie Whittaker's version, even bringing her own TARDIS. Chibnal said that Martin, who becomes the first black actor in the iconic role, is not playing a fake or phony version. The important thing to say is she's definitely the Doctor. He explained there's not sort of a parallel universe going on. There's no tricks. So, this is the showrunner. She's actually the Doctor. Now, I know showrunners lie about things sometimes, but I don't think he's lying. I don't think he's Moffat. Joe Martin or Russell T Davies, he admitted he used to lie to the press. Joe Martin is the Doctor. That's why we gave her the credit at the end, which all new Doctors have the first time you see them. John Hurt got that credit. He certainly did. It is not clear where Martin's version, whose human name in the plot is Ruth Clayton, fits into the history of the 13 Doctors, but fans are questioning that she could possibly sit between Patrick Troughton and John Pertwee. No. Because she did not recognise the sonic screwdriver, but did have a police box TARDIS, which was invented by William Hartnell's first Doctor. No. William Hartnell's, you see, you don't even know the show, do you? The TARDIS is something the Time Lords created. It's a way of travelling through space and time. And they had plenty of TARDISes. He didn't create them. He nicked one from the Time Lords. When she was invited to audition, Martin wasn't told it was Doctor Who. We called her in and she read for it, with secret pages that didn't mention that it was the Doctor. Chibnal laughed. But she's a massive fan of the show, and I think she gets that I had to ring her up and tell her, and she was overwhelmed and thrilled. A lot of her family are fans, and she kept that secret brilliantly for so long. Nobody knew we filmed it in the middle of the last year. So remember, if you're dissing her version of the Doctor, remember that this is a lady who's excited. This is a big deal for her and her family. So she's on Twitter. Don't be disrespectful. Give her a round of applause. Make her happy. Come on, girl. Whether you liked it or not, it's not down to her. Of course she's going to take the part. And she did a great job as far as I'm concerned. Let's be nice. Let's not let our biases and opinions be horrible to other people. And I can be guilty of that sometimes because social media is such a reactive platform, isn't it? He said her casting was the idea of director Nida Mizzou. She was the best person for the job. It was a great suggestion. She's got a brilliant combination of humour and warmth and wit, softness and still. She's a really exciting Doctor. I liked her. I thought she did a good job. Chibnal said viewers would find out more about the previously unknown Doctor who arrived with her own 1970s version of the TARDIS over time. Now, this is interesting. I suspect that this arc isn't even going to be completed this year, the Timeless Child or none of it. I think we're just going to continue with this for the whole of the Chibnal era. I like that. I like an era-defining arc rather than a season arc. That's interesting and that's exciting and giving new layers to it all the time. There will be answers to some of these mysteries this series, you see, some answers, not all. But as ever with Doctor Who, answers often reveal new question. It's all very deliberate, you see. He said that he was not scared by those who said he should not meddle with the so-called Whoinverse, right? Anyway, let's see what he had to say. We're telling an ongoing story, and there are plenty of things in Doctor Who what change all the time. But I'm very aware of the history and very aware of the continuity. Are you aware of it, Chris? But are you going to change it? That's saying he's not going to answer. But stories are ongoing pieces of fiction. They develop and evolve. Oh dear. My job is to be bold with the storytelling and have fun. Fans were also thrilled to see Captain Jack Harkness make his return during The Fugitive of the Judoon, in which he came face to face with the companions, but not with the Doctor herself. Chibnal hinted he wouldn't be seen again until next year. You won't see him again this series, I can categorically tell you that, but who knows when he might pop up again. We love Captain Jack, we love John Barrowman. I hope that won't be his last appearance, and at some point he gets to meet the 13th Doctor. He added, part of the fun of the doing Doctor Who is trying to get these treats into the show for people without anyone knowing. So it feels like a huge present for people for their loyalty. We planned it for a long time. We shot those scenes at Clifton Cathedral in a special secret day of filming. So it was all very cloak and dagger. He had his own code name. We pulled out all the tricks to get it done. So that is the article. Very, very, very interesting. So to reiterate, all the crap I was saying yesterday about a multiverse and all my theories about Graham are a load of crap. But hey, I tried. I've got an imagination. I'm a writer and a producer myself. So I tried to come up with these things. Anyway, so let's reiterate what's going on here. Ruth, the new Doctor that we've never met before, who had a 1970s TARDIS but had never seen Jodie's Doctor before, hadn't heard or seen of a sonic screwdriver before, is the Doctor. She's not from the multiverse like I thought. I'm wrong. I'm glad to admit it. Well, I'm not glad. But anyway, right, so now we have to and obviously John Barrowman is not returning this season as Captain Jack Harkness. What I expect to see is an appearance now every year. So you'll probably see John every year as Captain Jack. I'm okay with that. Build up that reunion with the Doctor. Give us a tease. That's fine. I'm not angry or disappointed about that. Of course I want Jodie and John to mix and all that. But I can wait for that. That's exciting. And hopefully we get Torchwood back eventually. But that's up to Chris Chibnal. But John's been pushing for that for years. But we'll see. We'll see. So John's not coming back for the rest of this season. We were hoping for a finale appearance. Maybe he's lying about that. Who knows? Anyway, right? So let's reiterate. Ruth, Jo Martin's Doctor, is the Doctor. There are no tricks. She's not up from the multiverse like I thought or hoped, right? So, is she a past incarnation or a future incarnation? Now, there could be explanations why she didn't recognise the Sonic. She did just wake from a Time Lord coma, if you like. So maybe her memory's a bit wacky. Or maybe she's so far in... This is a good explanation, right? Now, I know he said things should be evolved, but he could be teasing us. Now, look, I'm going to tell you what I think if she is before Hartnell. I'll tell you what I think about that. But first of all, let's look at her. She could be a future Doctor. So much in the future that she's actually forgotten that she ever had a Sonic. Yeah, I'm reaching, right? I'm reaching. But anyway, there is potential for maybe her being a future Doctor, right? She could be... she could have something wrong with her memory. She could come after Jodie. You know, Jo could be the next Doctor. Who knows? And obviously people will even create about that. But yes, that is a possibility that Jo Martin could be the next Doctor. Now, let's just say she's not a future Doctor, because as I say, I'm reaching with that, aren't I, as you all know. Let's say if she does come in between Hartnell and Pertwee, maybe people will be fine with that. Maybe people will actually say, do you know what? That's the way of doing it and making everyone happy. I don't think Chris Chibnall's that worried about making people happy. So let's just say, for argument's sake, she is before Hartnell. What do I think about that? Listen, I love seeing iconic stories and characters, evolve through time with great storytelling. It's very exciting to hear that we're going to have a bunch of new versions of the Doctor and trying to work out, how is this possible? How were there incarnations before Hartnell? That's very exciting for me. But in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, this is not why he's doing it. This is about political ideology. Now, I think, unlike some, I think Chris Chibnall is a very talented storyteller and writer, and he's a very intelligent man. But unfortunately, his political ideology creeps far too much into his storytelling. For me personally, and we've already heard the rumours of multiple new Doctors, it's not just Joe's Doctor. I believe he's using this as an excuse, a justification to cast a bunch of new female Doctors. And to me, that's why he seems to be doing it. But I like the idea of having these incarnations before Hartnell. That doesn't bother me, because it's not like they're deleting Hartnell. Joe's Doctor, Ruth's Doctor, whatever you want to call her, is before Hartnell. Let's just say she's before Hartnell. But she's not instead of him. They're not getting rid of Hartnell. So this is why I'm a bit, well, Hartnell's still there. And yeah, okay, he's not the first Doctor anymore. But so what? It was like with the War Doctor, right? I always thought actually that it was Eccleston or McGann who fought the Time War. I wasn't quite sure. But then they made it John Hurt. I didn't care. I didn't lose any sleep over that. And, Eccleston and McGann are two of my favourite Doctors. I don't mind that. But for me, it's the political ideology behind this. Now, as I say, representation does matter. And we should be creating great brand new properties and characters for a world where we see white women, white men, black women, members of the LGBT community in great iconic stories together, brand new stories. And obviously, we already see great representation in Doctor Who. But when you take the lead character and you mess with him, now, I'm one who's categorically said the Doctor can obviously become a woman. That's not a problem. But now you're creating these new regenerations just to say, look, we've got women there. We've got women of ethnicity there as well. Look, we're ticking all those boxes again. It's political. That's all it is. And that's a shame, because I think this is a very, very interesting story. I do. And I'm not angry by it. And I can't wait to see how it plays out. Now, like he said in the Mirror article, he will answer some questions, but he'll pose new ones. So this arc isn't a season arc. This all started with the woman who fell to Earth, with the mention of the timeless child. And it's continued in season 12 a lot more, and he will evolve it and unwrap it while he's running Doctor Who. So basically, I'm enjoying season 12. I think it's great. I'm interested and slightly intrigued and even more excited about multiple new Doctors appearing. I just think it's a shame that Chris's political ideology always creeps out in his storytelling, because people have always had the way they see life and their political ideology in their storytelling, and that's fine. But I think Chris goes way too far, and it looks like the BBC are quite fine with that. But anyway, I love Doctor Who. At least we're talking about Doctor Who again. So anyway, what do you think? Please comment down below. Please like, share and subscribe. Like the video, share the video, and please, please, please share the channel. And I'll be back with lots more Doctor Who chat again in the future. Unless there's other versions of me in the past. I don't think any of you want that.